Okay. Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today's video, itchy nose, I decided that I'm going to be talking about the Heroes of Olympus series and mainly Blood of Olympus. Now I'm not going to be giving spoilers away in this video, it's going to be completely spoiler free, so if you haven't read the book I'm not going to be spoiling you, but I want to run through the series, what books are in this series, what the books kind of revolve around, how different they are from the Percy Jackson series, and why I loved them. Okay. Let's get going. So, a little backstory. I owned the first 3 books in the Heroes of Olympus series. Heroes of The Lost Hero, Son of Neptune, and The Mark of Athena. I owned these books for a while, nearly a year I think, because I was waiting for the House of Hades, for me to buy the House of Hades in paperback. I've got an itchy nose. I'm going to dub this video the video of itchy noses. So, because I was waiting for this to come out in paperback, I didn't want to read these yet because I wanted to read them when this came out and I was ready for Blood of Olympus. Because you know what I'm like, I don't like starting series knowing that I've got to wait a long time till the end because I forget all about the story. Anyway, I started reading The Lost Hero about 15 to 20 days ago, and since then I have been on a binge read of this series. I flew through these books. Penguin was kind enough to send me the House of Hades paperback before it was released, so I could read that. All in anticipation for a very, very, very special book. Blood of Olympus. The 5th and final book in the Heroes of Olympus series by Riordan. I was sent this a week before publication, but I was under strict embargo, so I couldn't talk about the contents of the book. I could only show you guys the cover, so you may have seen a few pictures on my Instagram last week of me kind of teasing people and saying, I got the book and I can't tell you what happens. But you know what I'm like, I don't like giving spoilers away. But what I want to talk to you about is this series in general. So we're going to talk about the books, their covers and their stories. So let's go. The Lost Hero is the first book in this series. It's an absolutely phenomenal book and it's based around a character called Jason who wakes up not knowing where he is on a school trip, and meets 2 people who say they've been friends with him for a very long time, and they get attacked by these storm spirits, and then he kind of gets introduced into this world of demigods. But it's not so unfamiliar as what first seems. Okay, the cover, I like the cover of this one. I really like the US edition cover. If I can show you, I'm going to put a picture right now. I really like that cover compared to this one. I don't know why, I just do. I would love this series as it's a hardback American editions. It would be amazing. But I love this book. It was really good, an amazing start to this series. It was so good. I'm going to put you over here, look. The next book is Son of Neptune. It's a bit smaller than the first one, and this is from somebody else's point of view. Again, I'm not going to tell you now because whatever I say will be spoilers, but just know this book is equally action-packed and exciting. The same with the next book, Mark of Athena. Mark of Athena was absolutely incredible. Honestly, it was so good. This was one of my favourite books out of the series. Again, the cover on this one, I should quickly show you the cover, the American cover of The Son of Neptune, and I really like that cover. I also really like the cover of Mark of Athena compared to this cover, but I still like this cover a little bit. I just think the characters on it look a bit weird. They look characterised, but that's okay because it's about the story that matters. Then, like I said, I was sent House of Hades. I love this cover so much. This book was so good. This actually turned out to be my favourite book in this series. I thought Mark of Athena would be my favourite book in this series, but this book was my favourite book in this series. It was action-packed. My favourite goddess turned up. For those of you who didn't know, my favourite Greek goddess is Hecate. She has always been my favourite goddess, and I'm sure you guys can know if you know about my obsession with witchcraft. Hecate is the goddess of witchcraft and crossroads, so she is a really cool goddess to me. But I loved this book. And equally, this series just gets more action-packed as it goes along. It was so good, and Rick Riordan's writing is so incredible. And honestly, with Rick Riordan, the only way you can read his books is if you just sit down and read them. Like, I felt like I took hardly any breaks within these books. Even at work, I would take it, and on my half-an-hour lunch break, I would cram in reading this series rather than eating. So it's kind of an obsession. But anyway, I'm going to talk to you about my story of Blood of Olympus, and how I received the book, and the stress I went through on the day, which nobody knows about. It's a unique story. And also, just tell you about something really interesting that Rick Riordan did announce. It's not a spoiler, it just is a clue. A lot of American booktubers were giving away the clue for the book, and I'm just going to reiterate what they said for you. And at the end of this video, I am going to be giving away a complete set of Percy Jackson books is going to be sent to you directly from Penguin. It is only for the UK people. UK, definitely apply for this giveaway. But let's talk about Blood of Olympus, this baby. So, Blood of Olympus was sent to me early, like I mentioned before, and the whole reason was so I can make a video up and obviously read it. By the way, guys, I've read it, so if you've read this book and you know what happens, please do tweet me. My Twitter link's down below. I'd love to talk to you about it, obviously. But anyway, they sent me this book, and it was just incredible. This is one of the best finales of a series I've ever read. So I received this book on a Thursday, and I was at work and I found out that I received it, and I had half an hour to drive from my work to my home, back up to my work with the book, because I wanted to get it. I wanted it so I could start it as soon as possible. And I did that. I made it in time. I got back to work and couldn't read it for another like 4 or 5 hours. So I get home and I start reading it, and I'm obsessed. I go to London on the Saturday, because I don't read anything on Friday because I'm not very well, unfortunately. But you don't need to know that. So on Saturday, and this is still before the release date, this is Saturday the 4th of October, I went to London. I had this secretly in my bag with this jacket off so nobody could tell, and I only read it, you know, on my own. It was like really top secret and exciting. And I basically couldn't really read much in the morning. I did read about 150 pages before I got on the train, and then when I left the convention, which I was at, I had my own little talk, by the way, it was really exciting, and when I left the convention I walked home in the pitch dark with my iPhone in my mouth with the flashlight facing down on it, walking for about an hour back to my home just reading it, and I finished it, and I was walking down the street, and I'm saying now I was crying, but you don't know the emotions I was going through, so I don't want you guys speculating in the comments, he's crying because of this, he's crying because of that. I wasn't. I was just crying because of this story coming to an end. And if you read the book, and you guys I really recommend you read the series, you will know why I was crying, where my emotions was coming from. Was I sad? Was I happy? That's up for you guys to know. So anyway, the American booktubers, ones that I'm sure you all know and love about, talked about this book, and they all had clues. And before the release date of this, Riordan did announce that one person, one of the 7 demigods, is going to die. That was something that he said, told everybody, and that's not a spoiler, it's just common knowledge to put it out there to get a bit of excitement, get people talking about this book, and just get people speculating. So I obviously know what happens, I know what's going on. I'm not going to tell you guys because I'm not going to spoil it for you, but you really should go read this book and read this series if you haven't already, or if you've got the book, then I really suggest you just pick it up and read it. But for those of you who haven't got this series, I would like you to comment down below telling me what Greek god you would be the demigod of, who would your godly parent be, and why. Like I said, mine would be Hecate. I would want to be the demigod of Hecate. I'd want her to be my mum, so I could do magic and control the mist and all this good stuff. Now, can we just, I just remembered this cover, guys. This cover is so amazing. Anyway, that's what I'm going to talk about today. If you want to gain a completed UK edition of this series, then do comment down below telling me what your godly parent would be and why, and how it would, what powers you would have from, or abilities you would have from that godly parent. Be really like creative and exciting. I can't wait to see what you've got to say. And if you have got these books and you just haven't read them yet, please do read them. So come and tweet me and Instagram me if you've got these books. I'd love to see your pictures and your tweets. My links down will be below. Don't forget to comment. I'm now going to stack these books up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you Penguin for sending me these amazing books and just this opportunity to read this. Thank you Rick Yancey for writing some phenomenal pieces of work. These books honestly have got me into reading more, but also inspires a lot of younger children and kids to read this book, and I think it's really motivating and inspiring for an author to, you know, encourage children to read. He really is the myth master, so go and check out his books. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great time, and I'll speak to you later. Bye bye.